Two SBA loans, same goal. Get your business funded and keep more cash in your pocket. But one of them could save you thousands this year if you play it right. Every small business owner hits this crossroads eventually. Do you go with an SBA 7A loan or an SBA 504 loan? They sound similar, but they're completely different tools. One gives you flexibility, whereas the other gives you stability. And in Q4 2025, with rates still sticky and lenders tightening up, knowing which one fits your deal can make or break your next move. In this video, I'm breaking down what's changed for the new SBA fiscal year and how lenders are pricing and structuring files right now and which loans win in different real-world scenarios. So grab your coffee and I'll walk you through the playbook. The FY26 SBA landscape. All right, we just rolled into SBA fiscal year 2026, and this year's updates are surprisingly borrower-friendly. Here's a quick snapshot. Fees on SBA 7A loans stayed flat, which means that your total cost of borrowing has not gone up. 504 loans, especially for manufacturers and expansion projects, got a small fee reduction from the CDCs. And the SBA is also encouraging lenders to move faster by simplifying the credit memo process for repeat borrowers. For us here in Florida, that's huge. Lenders are quoting 30 to 45 days to close, depending on the quality of the file, which is a whole lot tighter than last year when many deals ranged from 60 to 70 days. So if you're thinking about acquiring property or equipment for this quarter, this is the time to start packaging. The 7A versus 504 showdown. Let's break down what makes these two loans so different and why choosing the wrong one can cost you real money. The SBA 7A loan is your workhorse. It's the Swiss Army knife of business lending, and you can use it for various things like buying or refinancing owner-occupied real estate, equipment or vehicles, working capital, or even just acquiring another business. You get flexibility, but your rate is typically prime plus 3%, and that rate can adjust. The SBA 504, on the other hand, is laser focused on long-term fixed assets, such as real estate, construction, or heavy equipment, and you've got two parts. A first mortgage from a bank or non-bank lender, and a second fixed-rate debenture from a certified development company or CDC. The blended rate ends up lower and fixed for up to 25 years. So the question isn't which one is better, it's which one matches your business goals. If you're expanding quickly and need flexibility for future changes, SBA 7A wins. If you want it set it and forget it rates with no surprises, 504 takes it. I like to explain it like I explain golf clubs. The 7A loan is your hybrid. It's versatile, easy to hit, and works in all kinds of situations. Whereas the 504 is like your driver. It's meant for long-term control and strategy. Real life example. Let's walk through a real deal that just closed here in Florida. A medical practice in Tampa wanted to buy their building for roughly $1.25 million. They had solid cash flows, good credit, and they'd been renting the property for years. We looked at both options. Number one, the SBA 7A loan. It offered 90% financing, adjustable rates tied to the prime, an estimated payment of about $9,200 a month, and could close in about 38 days. Option number two was the SBA 504 loan. Still offered 90% financing, split between the bank and the CDC, offered a fixed rate of 6.25% and an estimated payment of about $8,500 a month, with a closing time frame about 49 days. They chose that 504 loan. Why? Because they're long-term owners. They wanted the stability. They knew they weren't selling anytime soon. And even though it took 10 extra days, they'll save roughly $8,000 a year in payments and keep that fixed rate for the life of the loan. The Working Capital Pilot Program. Now, what if you're not buying real estate, but you still need the funding for growth? That's where the Working Capital Pilot Program comes in, or the WCP. This SBA pilot program is still active for FY26, and it's a game changer. It lets you use SBA funds for short-term growth needs such as payroll, marketing, hiring, inventory, and even operating expenses without having real estate as collateral. For example, let's say you run a marine supply business in Fort Myers and you need roughly $300,000 to cover your seasonal inventory for your high demand months. Traditional banks are going to look at that and say no because it's not a fixed asset. Under the WCP, you can qualify with an SBA 7A loan structure based on your business's cash flow. So think of it like adding a wedge to your bag. It's not flashy, but it gives you control when you're close to the pin. Renting versus owning. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where the light bulb usually goes off. Imagine you're renting 4,000 square feet in Florida at $25 a square foot. That's $8,300 a month in rent, and your landlord probably raises it about 3% every year. Now, you buy that same building with a 504 loan, a $1.2 million purchase price at 90% financing with a blended 6.25% interest rate. Your monthly payment is around $7,300, and it never changes. Add in the tax deductions, depreciation, and the fact that you're building equity every month, your real net cost of ownership is closer to $6,000. That's the reason SBA real estate financing continues to dominate, even with higher rates. It's about control, not just cost. Mistakes that kill deals. Here's where most business owners lose weeks and sometimes their financing altogether. Let's hit the top mistakes I see in quarter 2024. Number 1, having outdated financials. The lenders need to see your tax returns plus your current year interim profit and loss statements and balance sheets, and they have to be clean and consistent. Number 2, appraisal timing. Appraisals expire after 6 months, and reorders can delay everything. Number 3, EPC and OC confusion. If your business operates in one LLC, but the property is owned by another, make sure that structure is clean before you apply. Number 4, franchise paperwork. If you're part of a franchise, make sure it's on the SBA's approved list. Number 5, not having a debt schedule. Underwriters want to see your full picture: business loans, equipment financing, leases, etc. And if that's missing, your file just gets pushed to the bottom of the stack. If you fix those things up front, you'll easily shave off 2 to 3 weeks for your approval timeline. So, here's your game plan to finish the year strong. Pull your last 3 years of tax returns, both business and personal. Update your 2025 profit and loss statements and balance sheets. Create and update your debt schedule. And decide if you're an SBA 7A borrower or an SBA 504 borrower, weighing flexibility or stability. If you don't know, it's exactly what my team helps business owners figure out every single day. If you want the same FY26 SBA checklist we use, that's got our lender prep steps, timelines, and clean pre-approval tracker, just comment playbook. Your business deserves the right loan strategy, not just the first one that comes along. The SBA isn't just for startups, it's for smart owners who want leverage without losing liquidity. My name is William Ware, also known as the Florida Mortgage Caddy, and I help you fund smarter, grow faster, and I always play the long game. Subscribe for weekly financing strategies, market updates, and tips to keep your business one shot ahead.